Hi YouTube, how you doing? And today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to profile SQL Server but using extended events. Now Microsoft have always told us to move away from Profiler and start using extended events a little bit more, and it's always been a bit hard to just the profile with extended events. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, why it's so great, the pros and the cons, and as always I'm going to break up the tutorial into little segments. If you look down below, you can jump to whichever section you want, jump forwards and back to the start if you want. I hope you enjoy the tutorial. If you do, hit like for me. I've got more extended events on my little course, so check out my channel for that as well. And most of all, enjoy the tutorial. So you're having one of those mornings at work when your SQL Server is performing badly. You might have really high CPU or loads of transactions and you want to see what's happening. Historically, we've always opened tools and gone into SQL Server Profiler to see exactly what's happening. But we've always been told to use extended events, and us SQL people have complained historically to Microsoft that extended events, it takes a little bit too long. It's not as effective as Profiler, and they've heard our cries and they've created Extended Events Profiler. This came out in, I think, version 17.2 of SSMS. I'm running 18.8 and it's in that. So if you don't see it, upgrade to the latest version and it will be in there. Now this is nice and easy. You've got Extended Event Profiler here, and I can expand this, and we've got two events. We've got Standard and we've got T-SQL. This corresponds to the extended events quick session standard and quick session T-SQL. Now if you want to see what's going on in these exactly, you can script it, create it, see what's happening. Likewise, you can do exactly the same for the T-SQL one. Now your question is, what is the standard T-SQL, the standard extended event compared to the T-SQL one? The standard one provides us with loads and loads of information, and the T-SQL is a really quick fire one to look at code essentially. So let's fire these up. I can right click and launch a session, and you'll see that this here has now turned green because it's running. And if you keep an eye on this one here, the quick T-SQL one, right click here, that also fires up to show that's an active extended event. So let's get a query going. I'm going to query master, and I'm going to do select star from sys.databases. If I run that, that returns correctly. And let's look at the quick session T-SQL, and what we've got here, got all sorts of stuff, but these are our options down here in this window. This is what the event's providing us with. If we compare that to the standard version, we've got all sorts of stuff going on. So I can click down here. And I think this is fantastic because if I want to troubleshoot a problem, I want to know CPU time, reads, duration. This is the sort of stuff that I want to find out about. If I don't want to know, let's see what else is in there. Let's say if I want an extra column in there, I can right click down here and I can add that to my query. I might want to see this for some random reason, and I can add that in there. And if there's anything in here I'm not interested in, I can right click and I can remove the column. So if you're not interested in CPU time, you can right click and remove that. Likewise, you might want your timestamp at the end. I probably would. And this gives us everything that's running. So let's then change this, and we can see that change it to Arc Music, and we'll run something against there. Against TBL customer, we'll run that, and down here, so it shows us we've got TBL customer. Now I might only want to see what's running against Arc Music because that might be my problem. So I can click on filters and I can say database name equals Arc Music, and everything else goes away. If I'm to change that back, it's not going to show, which is exactly, it will show us we're using master, but it's not going to show. And if I clear my filters, then it appears. So what the take from that should be, everything is captured and you can filter down exactly what you want to see. Just like you would in Excel, for example, you can just ask SQL just to show you the things that you're interested in. Now, troubleshooting a problem like a long duration, we can start to do things like add a filter to duration, and I might say, well, anything takes longer than 10 seconds. So for 10 seconds I'll do the 10 and then 6 zeros. I'll apply that. Then what we can do, if we can put we'll do a wait for delay 10 seconds. So let's take that out for a second. And if I run that, that shouldn't appear, which is good. So all the small little transactions that's running in our environment, we're not really interested in. And if I remove this and let it run for 10 seconds, as you can see down here, just the duration should be just over 10 seconds. We can see exactly what's run here, and the duration is like that. But this shows us our long running queries. And let's go back to the filters and check what we've got on. So we've only shown the duration, which is good, that's what we want. And then Arc Music might be giving us a problem, and I might want to look at TBL products. Well, let's do it for 5 seconds just to prove the theory that this doesn't appear in our event. And that's not showing. Now the other thing people will want to do, they'll want to probably export this potentially. And that's my only criticism of this really, is that I would like to right click and export, or be able to run it into a table like you can with Profiler. See, our query's just finished. I would like to insert this into a table, but you can't really. And if I close this down, then I'm going to lose everything that I've got. As you can see from here, there isn't any more events after I've closed that down. So my only criticism is I want to be able to export this, but you can't. But I still think it's a fantastic feature that enables us to query what's going on in SQL Server as it happens. As great as Profiler is, and it's still got it's still got its uses. It takes longer to set up what I need, whereas XEvents Profiler has got most stuff people are after just by right clicking and launching it. Let me know what you think. If you've got any questions or suggestions, hit me in the comments below, and I look forward to showing you some more XEvent stuff soon.